Okay, so today we're going to be looking at square roots. And basically, square roots undoes our squares. So what I want to show you is what an inverse actually is. When we look at an inverse, what an inverse does is it undoes an operation. For instance, if I have 4 plus 6 equals 10, how do I have 10, but I want to get back to 4. So how do I do that? Well, my inverse of addition is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 6 from 10 and I get 4. So I'm back to my original number. So what subtraction does is it undoes our addition. So it's the inverse. And same thing with subtraction. If I have 9 minus 2 equals 7, well, I have my 7, but I want to get back to my 9. What do I have to do to undo what I've already done? I want to add 2. So that's why we say addition and subtraction are inverses of each other. If we go backwards and undo what we've already done. So when I have 5 times 2 gives me 10, how do I go from 10 back to 5? Well, then I can go ahead and divide by 2. I use the same number, I just use the inverse operation. Over here, 18 divided by 3 is 6. Well, I want to start with 6 and I want to get to 18 and I have to use my 3. I'm going to multiply. 6 times 3 gives me 18. So multiplication and division are inverses of each other. They undo that operation with using the same numbers. So when I look at my squares, when I have 6 squared, well, that means 6 times 6. So that gives me 36. But how do I go from 36 back to 6? I actually use something called a square root. It's just a symbol that we use that simply says what times itself gives me 36. And of course, the answer is 6. And so we say that 6 is the square root of 36. So if you look at our notes here, with square roots are the inverses of perfect squares. A square root of a number is one of its two equal factors. Remember factors? All factors are the numbers that we multiply to get another number. So in this case, 4 and 4 is 16. So these 4s are our factors. So 4 times 4 equals 16. So 4 is the square root of 16. In other words, the square root of 16 equals 4. The symbol, that symbol there, we call it a radical sign. It's used to show the number square root. So some examples we have here is the square root of 4 equals 2 because 2 times 2 is 4. The square root of 9 equals 3 because 3 times 3 equals 9. And so we're just undoing what we've done before. So if we look down here at the bottom, so find each square root. Think what times itself gives you 81. So 81 equals 9 because 9 times 9 equals 81. 196 is 14 because 14 times 14 equals 196.